Alright, it's rant number 2, more things that make me mad. Fan people. Specifically the emo, like 12-year-old fangirls. But there are some guys in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and say people. I also don't want Airbnb to make a Super Bowl ad criticizing me. I originally tried writing a script just for the emo band fangirls, but then I realized that they're just a small subsection of the fan people I hate. Anyways, last video I said, because I'm not the stalling of YouTube yet, these people, however, make me wish I was so I could send them to the gulags. Maybe the harsh Russian winter will wash the color out of their hair and then make them realize that there's a few things in life a little more scary than a random story written on the internet by another antisocial 7th grader. Speaking of which, these kids always claim to be antisocial, but all of their constant whining and droning on Facebook is just another attempt to be recognized by society. I'm also convinced that in addition to being furries, because absolutely no one but someone of their own kind could be attracted to a human like them, the tails that they wear are just for attention to try to add on to their individual personality, which is just a hive mind of a bunch of sad little 12-year-olds. Even if you're above the age of 12, you act like a 12-year-old if you're one of these people. So, we're going to split this up into categories. First, let's start off with the band fangirls. How could this happen to me? I made my mistake. At the bottom of the list, there's like the Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy, fangirls, boys, whatever. Be aware, I don't hate everything on this list. For example, I enjoy Panic at the Disco every once in a while, and Fall Out Boy was like what I grew up with pretty much. I hate their fans is what I hate. Why these people annoy me is, especially the Panic at the Disco people, all they do is just talk about how hot Brendan Urie is, and it gets super annoying. Not because I have low self-esteem, but because they say the same thing over and over again, and they treat him like a god when he's really not. They just need to like move on and try to find an identity in something besides someone else. Like, please, if you're constantly posting on Tumblr about how hot his cheekbones are, or like every time he smiles your ovaries explode, go to the gulags. In the middle, they're the 21 Pilot fangirls. And yes, I also sometimes enjoy 21 Pilots too. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days. What I hate is the people who make their entire identity 21 Pilots by buying like $30 t-shirts from Hot Topic and like their $80 pairs of jeans just to try to imitate what they look like, and say that they're like the most revolutionary punk band ever, which they're really not. Their music is actually kind of subpar when you like actually look into it, and they steal a lot sometimes. And then after they buy like these $30 t-shirts and $80 jeans, they go on and complain about how poor they are, and that's how they can relate to the music, is how bad their life is because they're poor. The very top of the list, however, are like the Black Veil Brides, Ask Me Alexandria, any like hardcore emo band that tries to be like all like hair metalish and stuff like that, and just has like the whiniest voice ever when they sing. I hate them and their fans. The reason I hate their fans is they are the most annoying and incessant whining people I've ever seen on the internet, and will like form a mob to try to attack you if they weren't so anorexic. And I hate the band mostly because I tried to listen to a little bit of their music, but it just made my ears bleed, which is really funny because I thought they were way more into making wrists bleed. I'll just leave the band section on that joke. Moving on categories, we have the creepypasta fangirls. You know the type I'm talking about. The 12 to 15-year-old girls that try to be unique and push other people away because they don't want to deal with the fact that people don't want to be around them due to their BO and ogre-like appearance, by being way too into really weird and stupid stories written on the internet by some like random 13-year-old kid. I know way too many of these. For example, I once knew a girl that would paint scars on her face and insist that she was married to like Jeff the Killer or something like that. I'm pretty sure that comes from a story written by another 13-year-old on the internet who just can't deal with his parents' divorce and drowns out their fights about who made him such a disappointment with MCR's Black Parade. Now, the next category isn't really one anymore, I just want to mention it because I can see it coming back. But all of those people that were like super into Deadpool right before the movie came out, I have nothing against Deadpool or Marvel, like at all. Again, I just hate the fans. The reason I hate them is they get into actual arguments and feel offended if you first of all like don't know every single thing about Deadpool. And this goes for other superheroes too. Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Black Panther. Every single like pop culture icon has these people. Deadpool was just like the biggest spread example because he was relatively unknown, especially to a lot of these people, and then as soon as he became kind of popular, they wanted to be all hipster on us and be like, oh, but I knew about this, I knew about this, I knew about this, and be into the thing that everyone found cool, because it was legitimately a funny movie. And so they wanted to capitalize on that and make it part of their identity, because most of the people aren't funny and that it can only attach that characteristic to themselves if they assume an identity of something that they didn't create. And if you act like this with any type of media that you consume, you don't deserve to consume that amount of media. Finally, we have the just general internet fan people, whether they're men over the age of 10 that treat Adventure Time like a religion, all the way to the legion of bloodthirsty yaoi fangirls that draw Danville sucking each other off on the notebooks of the classes they're failing. I'm gonna put them all into this category. You can like internet personalities or whatever job title Cameron Dallas has this week. I certainly enjoy my time on the internet too. But if you think this makes you unique, please stop it. It really doesn't. It's 2017. Everyone has a YouTube account. Everyone can go pretty much anywhere they want to. It's not that hard to have access to the internet. It doesn't make you special. Not only does it not make you special, but you can also like these people without being annoying and constantly talking about them or assume your whole identity in them, as I keep repeating. You also don't have to whine that much about how no one understands you either, except for these people. Because first of all, they don't even know you, and every one of their fans is exactly like you, so I'm sure there's plenty of people that understand you. Second of all, your life's not that bad. Even people in Yemen who are getting their houses carpet bombed don't complain this much. These are the type of people that will cry when their favorite anime ends on a cliffhanger and then they can't watch the next episode because Crunchyroll doesn't have it yet. My weeaboo rant will have to wait for another time, however. What the internet people really get down to for me is, can we just please all agree that the internet is not like a unique, special place anymore? It has been completely corporatized and everyone spends time on there. No, you don't spend too much time on the internet because you found some weird image from Reddit at all. People are completely normal and they see those things, they enjoy them, and then they pass on. They don't have to try to make it part of their personality or virtue signal to other people about it. It doesn't make you unique. Your only thing you're showing off is your personal autism. So to wrap this whole thing up, I guess I can just sum it up and say the reason I hate these people is because instead of creating their own personality and working on themselves, they try to take something that someone else has created, whether it be music or a movie or a superhero or an entire internet brand, and they try to assume it themselves in order to create a personality. But all they end up doing is just pushing people away and being super annoying in the process. There is nothing wrong with being a fan of something. At all. When it becomes a problem is when you become a literal fanatic. You need to grow up, work on yourself, and get over yourself. It's not that hard. Anyway, if you like that, there's a subscribe button down there, there's also a like button, or you can just go ahead and roast me in the comments about how bad I look and how stupid my arguments are. For those of you that did enjoy this, there's also a link in the description to a post on Reddit about edgy teenage syndrome and the worst examples of it, and it's pretty entertaining if you ask me, so I thought you might enjoy it too. Anyway, peace.